Hello and welcome to another modelling video. This is Alan from the Ma.K YouTube with a vlog. We have a few topics to cover. First, the final event for 2020 will be Bendi-Con, which will be in Bendigo, Victoria. My first regional event with the Salt Mine Hobby Shop at the local stadium on September 18th. There has also been a takedown video that has occurred between May-June. This would have been the last vlog video. If you remembered, I was sponsored by a clothing fashion label, and unfortunately sponsorship went ahead, received the goods reviewed and made the promised video. The core customer base didn't approve of the style of channel covering historical content and using imagery around the workshop. We have come to a peaceful and fairly friendly agreement, and the video was edited down to remove me wearing the outfit, doing the fashion run and talking about the clothing. Content creation on the YouTube platform and the Gundam modelling Gunpla community upon it. There has been many changes over the years I've been on the platform that has negatively impacted the community in general, and it has been noticed by the entire creator sphere that the feed has drastically changed, and instead of what you've subscribed to, YouTube wishes to bump content that does very well, and they wish to do even further by driving those audiences up. I just want to cover in my experience and talk about that a bit, as well as advice for other Gunpla modelers, that it hasn't really affected me too much, as I'm not really reliant on subscribers. The way my content actually works and how I plan and upload it is more of a long game, covering topics that people are most likely to search if they're looking to purchase a product, a kit, or if they're in some sort of dire need of information, help, or wishing to learn about the hobby. This is the biggest advantage of being a tutorial creator and being one of the earliest ones in the English language. I grew with lazy, low quality and easy to make content. Now, the general consensus is YouTube is ignoring, cancelling, or trying to drive Gunpla modelers or Gundam off the platform. A, because it may use the word gun in tags, and B, it's just not what YouTube is looking to promote, where it's more mainstream content. And I have to say that I actually disagree with this notion. When I started on the platform, it was an absolute gold rush. Gunpla has always been popular worldwide, very in the English-speaking sphere of the world, though there was very few content creators, maybe about 3-4 big channels, a couple of dozen that were doing quite well, including myself, and we had a mass share of audience that were typing in Gunpla, Gundam, or model reviews. The big channels saw revenue. They'd put out as many models and videos as they can as they purchased the latest releases, snapped it, reviewed it, and threw a video immediately, meaning you were to search type any Gundam model possibly, the top 15 channels all have at least done a snap. And since we're more than 10 years into the game in 2022, there are so many channels and there are so many videos that still have the same size of viewers and their attention span, but it's spread a much larger amount of content. So when you're typing for, let's say, a master grade Exia, or how to airbrush Gundam, how to use a Gundam marker, instead of 1 or 2 videos where we had a monopoly and we're guaranteed to get the views, there is just a large buffet of content, and people can choose what language, what region, how good the thumbnail is, how well the tags and title is written, and with very small changes in length, quality, definition, and what you write in the description is also depending on where you rank. And sometimes when you make a video, it may hit, it may drop. It is a lot harder to make content and gather that audience than it's ever been, as the content is much larger than it's ever been. Historical content will always be here. More content is being uploaded every single day in greater and greater mass. People love the idea that Gundam modelers are sponsored, they get free kits, they get attention from local stores all the way to Bandai. And with this notion of wanting to be a part of that and an influencer, more and more will obviously jump on. So it's not so much that YouTube is punishing us. It's very, very competitive, and you either have to have something special, you either have the choice to go very niche, become absolutely excellent at scale modeling, painting, or put some crazy commentary, editing, and smooth effects. Also consider, a lot of people are making low-hanging fruit or harder to do. Vintage builds will always do very well. Scratch build, 3D printing, heavy modification, and more advanced airbrushing or expert painting will also do very well. But when you go into the sphere of scale modeling, tutorials, and excellent model making, also consider that every modeling influencer, all the professional modelers that were in past magazines and a part of Games Workshop, Bandai, brand ambassadors, and even people working in the industry are all on this platform. Generally, their experience in the print media or distribution business, they will obviously do far better than us. Not to say it is not worth competing or trying out yourself, and I've definitely not given up. And the state and the growth and level of my channel, I'm fairly content and extremely happy. My general low bar for me considering a video's done alright is within a week it gets 100 views and 10 hours watch time. If a video within a couple of years to its lifetime gets over 1,000 views, that's pretty good. Very happy with that. That's more than half of my content. If it reaches 10,000 views, that's utterly amazing and very, very pleased with that. And that's well over 50 to 100 videos. It is not hard. Do not give up. Be very regular in your uploads. Be very thoughtful in your thumbnail, your title, description, and tags. Slowly, as people search and use Google, people will find it. Now, talking into that advice and what YouTube is doing, looking at doing some changes. First is shorts. And it's something I highly recommend to get into because it's actually something YouTube does push quite heavily and very likely to hit their shorts app and shelf. It's a fantastic opportunity for me to make tutorial content that's very short, very informative, teaches you exactly what you need, see the visual cues, and you commit it to memory and willing to walk off and attempt it. What I am doing, that long videos are no longer favored, and if you get too many people bailing on the video, it drops quite a bit. There's a few content types that I have playlists for and do regularly that I'll be discontinuing, which will include question and answer sessions, honing your airbrush skills video. I still intend to do one last one to wrap everything together and finish it off, though that playlist will continue to go with more advanced experimental videos like thinning down acrylics. Some of the viscosity and thinning theory videos I've been doing has been very, very well received. And the last one is Let's Build, which I have not done many of. And I thought it was fantastic as it shows every single step of the process and in very, very great detail. There's enough there for people to have an idea on how to build the whole kit in a way of you holding their hand. However, for these 3 lines, I do intend to do one more video on each topic this year or at the start of next year as a way of end off. And just because they're being discontinued does not mean that this content ends forever and it'll never appear again. YouTube is a volatile environment. I'm also looking at doing a lot of experimental stuff, which is starting to be uploaded of late. Played with ball jointed dolls, cosplay props. And finally, the big inspiration for making this video is personal life, the salt mines, and health. I have a tendency of taking things a little too far. Late June, early August, after Model Expo and Anamanga, I was still working my full-time job, working in the background of these two events. Every single day that I had off from work, I was also working in my store, the salt mines, and eventually got run down, ragged and unwell. There was also personal things occurring in the background. One Friday on a day off, I unfortunately collapsed and became very, very ill in a public space. And this was a massive wake-up call to me, as I got hit with a fairly standard and non-threatening infection, but it hit me incredibly hard, and I was practically isolated and disabled in bed for up to 6 days, which was absolutely terrible. I've decided that I definitely do need to slow down with some unfortunate fallbacks, and where the world and opportunities, interest rates are at the moment, unfortunately will have to continue in full-time work for a little bit longer. My absolute final cutoff will be somewhere in 2024. And at that point, I'll be able to go to contractor or part-time based work and work heavily in the salt mines, making garage kits in my own projects, resurrect the injection molding project, and just go absolutely hard and have a lot of fun in this hobby. I'm still going to continue making content and YouTube videos. Most importantly, have fun. Don't grind yourself where it's no longer fun or you hate it. Look after your health, obviously. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time, stay tuned for further content, and we'll catch you all next time. See you later.